Hi everyone, it's Marcy Bessaker, and I wanted to show you a really fun, easy background. So a few years ago, I went to Scrapbook Expo and I got these Ken Oliver color bursts. I don't use them a lot, but when I want a really fast go-to fun background, this is what I really like doing. So I just wanted to show you how quick and easy it was. Somebody had asked me one time recently, I showed them a couple projects and they said, oh my gosh, how'd you do the background? So I thought I would just do a quick video on it. So what I'm going to do is I have a little Ranger mister bottle, and I like this mister bottle because it has a really nice mist. So this is one of my favorite ones. You can buy other ones, and some of them are a little heavier. Some of them are a little they don't spray as evenly, and I really just like this one. So I'm going to show you with that. So what I did is I took my rubberneck distressed Harlequin background stamp, and I'm really loving this. I use this quite a bit. It's one of my go-to backgrounds. So I did this, I embossed it on just the whipped cream. It's not even watercolor paper. So just whipped cream cardstock is 110 pound, and I embossed it with the I had the Journey white embossing powder. So that's what I used. And so I already heat set it. So, and it's red rubber. So what I'm going to do is I set this aside because it can be messy. So I always keep a paper underneath, and I even put a silicone mat of some kind underneath. I like to do that a lot when I do mixed media type stuff. So the thing to know about the color is you don't want to mix colors that are going to create mud. So you definitely wouldn't want to put any of these colors together with these colors, because it will become brown or green or some muddy mess. So what I'm going to do with this first one is I'm going to do the green and the blue, and I'm going to set the purple aside, and then I'm going to use, I'll use these on a different one. So we'll do a second one. See what it turns out to look like. So for now, let's do these two. So I'm going to take the lids off so they're ready to go. And so I'm going to take my mister, and I'm just going to get it fairly wet. You're going to see little colors because I've already been using the powders, and I really didn't clean up my desk that much because I'm going to use the same colors, but they do get quite messy. So you just don't squeeze your bottle. You're just going to tip it over and tap. Just tap it where you want a little bit of your blue. Let me get it in view a little better. There you go. So that's the blue. And then you can take your water and just kind of wet down the blue. And you're re-wetting so you can put your green. Again, just tap. Lightly tap. I just kind of lightly go over, and also make sure you get your empty spots there. And that's what I want with the green. And what I like to do is I like to take a piercing tool and just hold it down so you can kind of see what you're working with. Get it nice and wet. Not super wet, but just cover the areas that you got a lot of the petals up. Now you could puddle and pick that up. So I do have a dry baby wipe, and I will just pick up the wetter spots. And so just kind of dab. You don't want to pick a lot up because you kind of want that that petal look there. All right, so now that it's down, I'm going to heat it really quickly. And the secret to heating it is I just kind of go back and forth, and then I turn it over. So just kind of go back and forth with it. You don't really want to concentrate too much in one spot. For too long, it'll start warping. It's going to warp anyway. It is wet paper. So I'm just going to wet it. I still have a little bit of petal areas, and I want that look right there, so I'm just going to kind of go around. Okay, now I'm ready to turn it over. And just kind of dry it. And it's okay that it's starting to curl. That means it's drying. I just like to lay it flat again. And remember, it is just regular cardstock, so you don't want to get it soaking wet, but that is the technique. So I'm going to set this one aside and let it finish drying. Again, I like to do both sides. You can see it starting to curve. I'll turn it over. You're seeing it flatten a little bit because I'm drying it. And this is where I'll stop and then just set it aside to dry. And before I did this video, I just finished this one. And so I did put it on a card base. I haven't created a card yet with it, but I just love the background. I just did this one and it just dried. I mean, it's still a tiny bit damp. And what I do when I adhere these down is I do a white liner tape, and I do one on each end and one in the middle, and then I just take a tape runner in the middle of those, just so it lays down nice and evenly all the way across the card. And then now it's ready to embellish and do something with. I don't know what I'm doing with it yet because I haven't really thought about it. I just thought it would be fun. I wanted to work on some backgrounds. So I did that. So now we're going to do another one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this up. And I'm going to take a wet baby wipe and just try to get any extra color. You can see that there's still blue from the previous, and it's not earth-shattering if I get some on my next project. I'm just doing a colorful background. I'm actually going to get a new paper, so that way if I do have any on here, it'll go to, at least it'll protect it a little bit, and I can keep to my other colors. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another one that I did. I'm going to wipe my hands pretty good, make sure I get any blue and green off. So I'm just going to do that with the baby wipe. All right, so let's try the other colors for fun. I think I'll do all three. Those three will go good together. I'm just going to do one at a time. So I have lemon yellow, orange, and Alizarian crimson, or something like that. All right, so let me get this blue off my hands the best I can. All right, so now I'm going to spray it again. And I cut these a little big. I cut them a little big so that I can cut them down to size. And that gives me a little workspace, especially if they puddle up on the sides or anything, then I know that I can trim that off. But look how pretty that orange is. All right, and now I think I'm going to do the crimson. All right, so there's crimson. Again, now I think I'll take my tool just so I can kind of see where I'm at. This helps with the water laying on the card instead of running. I think I want a little more red down here and up here. Oh, it's really pretty. Okay. And now I'm going to do the yellow. There we go. Okay, I think I have more on there than I think I do, just because you can't see it as well. Such a pretty card. And I think I want a little more red over here. Just a little. I'm really loving the red. All right, so there's that one. I think I'm going to do 2 of those. Well, I'll just do 1 on camera so you can see. So hopefully that wasn't out too much. And I see a little bit here that maybe I didn't spray. And there you go. So that's going to dry. I'm going to dry that. And I'm going to have another background. So that's 3 backgrounds. So here's the one I just did. Here's the one I did a little earlier. And I think the next one I'm going to add some purple. So I'll do 1 more. Why not? I'll do the purple, blue, and green together. So this one I'm going to set aside. This one needs to dry. So I'll dry. And you could just lay them flat to dry. You don't have to air dry, use your heat tool. But to speed it along for the video, that's what I chose. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull this one back out. I'm doing fairly a lot of the same colors here. I'm going to wet it. I'm going to start with the purple. Ooh, look at that. So pretty. And I'm going to do a little bit of the green. Oh, let me spritz it. I'm going to do a little bit of green. You can tell just the little bit that's everywhere that you really want to make sure your area is kind of clear just for this. And then let me add a little bit of blue. I really like these 3 together. So pretty. All right, I'm going to go ahead and dry these, and then I will link them when I post the video. And maybe I'll create one into a card. Thanks so much for stopping by. Bye.